Hello, my name is Slo. This is going to be a video with a couple of VOD reviews playing Marksman jungle. I chose these three games, these three wins, because I thought they had good examples of kind of offensive play as Marksman and as jungle. You're going to hear my voice throughout. You're unfortunately not going to hear my teammates, but let's go, let's jump into it. These are the talents that I'm running in this game. This is like the standard salvo build. You can kind of hear me hesitating at the start because I'm not sure how valuable explosive shot actually is even after the changes. Explosive shot hits really hard when you're playing salvo, but it sometimes feels like a wasted global during the fights because it doesn't actually hit much harder than an arcane shot. It gets dispelled a lot, and I generally don't like pressing the actual explosive shot button, but that's beside the point. Let's go, let's see how this game plays out. So here, I actually really like trapping from stealth when you can. It makes the second go a lot easier when you've got intimidation for it. Like the feral can set up a double stun, but then there's like a big delay before he stuns the healer, before he stuns the DPS, and you'll find with like a good mage, they are gonna react to that. They're gonna line of sight as soon as their healer's stunned. They're gonna get a defensive position. They're gonna press ult to time. So I like opening without the intimidation here and just running straight in to do it from stealth. A little cheat that you can do when you're playing Hunter is have a macro that is an at player freezing trap macro. It'll just put it straight at your feet, it'll activate instantly. They can't death it, juke it, fade it, but that's what I'm going to do here.
Yep. Send.
So he's trapped for free.
Yep.
And you can see this is a really good mage. He knows exactly what's happening, he's ready for it, he's playing blink stun. He's already gone as soon as the trap lands. But we're going to continue anyway. I'm still in stealth at this point. I'm coming out now. Just going straight up with a sniper shot, trying to go offensive, trying to scare them, trying to make them press buttons. So here, my feral actually goes for a stun on the pally to heal it, to peel him. I silence the mage as one of the first globals that I do. I want to get him stuck in the middle of the arena silenced. We scatter the Windwalker as soon as he comes out. We don't want him peeling or setting up a go. We want to scare them, we want them to press buttons. And in a second, so the pally comes out of CC here, he actually trinkets, he's scared of what's going to happen to the mage. At this point, my feral's already swapped to the monk, we've got a maim on him. So we're 3 seconds into the maim now, I'm popping true shot, I've got a death chakram on him. And the pally actually bops the mage. So on that trinket stun, the pally reacts instantly by trinket bopping the mage, but we've already swapped on the Windwalker, and there's 2 seconds left of this stun on Windwalker. The pally is on global. The Windwalker in this situation, the normal play would be for him to trinket disarm me, and he wants to trinket disarm me on the rapid fire cast. So I get the aimed, and then as soon as I start channeling the rapid fire, I'm moving out of line of sight. Like, if I'm in his line at this moment, he could have saved himself with a trinket disarm, but I'm out of his line, so he can't do anything about it, and he's dead.
Perfect go. Perfect go.
Okay, so we're moving on to the second game now. This is, in this session, is when I was weighing up whether I actually want to play explosive shot or the Serpent Sting talent. By this game I've decided I actually prefer the Serpent Sting talent. These are the talents that I'm running. So this is actually against Big Max.
You ready?
Nice cameo. I'm just straight up opening with a sniper shot from stealth. I don't want Big Max to get a good opener. I just want to go. I know that the pally's going to sank the first stun. We could hit an intimidation and a rake at the same time and trap out of that, but I just had a feeling this pally would instant trinket, sank and kind of waste that go, and then Big Max would peel. So we're just going to go.
Okay, I went a bit slow. Yeah,
There, I go for the intimidation trap, instant sank. He actually trinketed to get that. My feral sees Big Max come out, goes for the rake stun immediately.
Whatever.
I make a mistake here, I get hodged behind a pillar. This is really dumb, but make that decision at 100% health. I'm going to trinket this because otherwise we are going to have to trade a lot of cooldowns, especially because he's got the trap coming in on my priest.
Oh, I'm trinketing this so I can knock. This is my trinket.
So the only thing that we traded was my trinket, and I sacked anyway. And now we're completely safe. I can pop my true shot. We start hitting the hunter, the ret instantly sacks him.
On the right.
I'm actually running the salvo build, so my burst is cleave, and I'm just sending. Because he's got that sack up, we're going to swap onto the ret. Hunter's still going to take damage to the cleave. You actually notice, if we go back a second,
this is my trinket.
you actually notice there, the hunter uses feign at that moment, so now is a really juicy time to get a Death Chakram volley off because he can't feign off the explosive shot. So that's something to be thinking about every time you're facing a hunter. You want to force him to use feign death, and that's when you want to use your volley for the explosive shot and also your rapid fire so he can't stop it.
Okay,
but here I want to hit the hunter, he uses his sack, and so we're going to swap onto the ret immediately, and because my burst is cleave it's going to hit them both anyway.
The ret.
So he disarms me on it, it's whatever. Still try and get as much out of it as I can. The sack's falling, so back on the hunter. My druid gets a really nice clone on the ret. They get another trap on our healer.
How did he... Okay.
Scatter the ret to peel.
Am I dead?
And
Do I parry?
they're doing their big go. I'm just going to trade parry. This is something that BitMex does, and that quite a lot of good players do. You can see he's already moving all the way to the other side of the arena behind a pillar because he knows that our go is about to happen. He knows he doesn't have trinket, he doesn't want to get smashed. But fortunately, and this is one of those plays, there's very little difference between the utility of survival, BM and Marksman at the moment. But the nice toy that you've got is explosive shot, and on a map like this that is a really good thing to have. So here I can knock the priest down. By coincidence the ret just used freedom and he freedomed his priest, so I knock the priest down, take his freedom, steel trap him, and then BitMex is still at the other side of the arena, so he is a long way from his priest. He has the option of staying really far and then staying really far from his priest, or pushing into us so that we can do a go on him while he's on the way into his priest. Let's see what he does.
I root the priest down.
So he comes back to his priest. My priest is already on his priest. My priest gets a fear.
Nice. I can trap out.
Now I've got trap ready, so I want to get the trap out.
Oh,
I think I accidentally break the fear, but still get the trap. So he gets the turtle, scatter the ret. I don't know whether my feral's going to clone him or clone the priest, but he ends up cloning the priest. It might have been nicer if he cloned the ret, but if we wanted to swap on the ret, obviously it wouldn't be as nice.
Okay, huge damage.
So now he gets the clone on the ret actually bubbles it. And the priest was going to MD that clone, but obviously didn't need to. We get another stun. I actually go for the root play again, kind of cheeky.
Okay.
Here, kind of nice timing, but the priest master spells the clone as my aimed shot lands. We've got feign again.
I have a trap ready if someone can stun.
I'm calling for a stun from my team. Feral gets it. He doesn't have sank because he used it just now. We get the trinket, we get the bop. Have a go at purging, didn't get it. I'm still targeting the hunter for a second, thinking, oh, maybe my priest can take the bot, but priest gets trapped, so it's going to be swapping on the right, just making sure I'm alive.
I've got nothing.
Gets a new stun. I've got nothing. We get the trinket swap from my priest. We get full fear. This is really big. They have very little things to keep the hunter alive at this point. The pally actually doesn't have bubble as well, so he can die too. I want to get a trap. I want it to be unpredictable. I know I'm not going to get a stun for it. You can see my druid's bash is on cooldown. So let's see what we do. So I'm sending true shot. I've got huge damage, and this is like a very cheeky trap. The priest is standing behind me. You can barely see him behind my unit frames, but I'm just going to send a trap on him there because you want to be unpredictable with your traps, right? Like if I'm standing on top of their priest, if I'm making it obvious that I'm trying to throw a trap, it makes it easier for him to death, for him to fade. Like right now he has death ready. He could have avoided that if I made it more predictable, but I didn't bother slowing him. There was a tar trap on the ground already. So he didn't expect the trap, and I get to land it. We get the maim on Hunter, and I think he actually dies here.
Yep.
So here, I think we got an RMP. I'm going to go on in this clip for a little bit about pet choice, because my feral already has mortal strike, so I don't need to run a beast or a raptor.
Wait, I can use Reddit.
Against an RMP in general, you want to use a tenacity pet for the on-use heal. Reddit's a really good pet because it doesn't.
It leaves like a trap.
It has the shield wall, so it doesn't really die. It's a really nice thing about that pet.
Deal with.
Cool. So here's the opener. They're all in stealth. I want to be getting a chimeral sting on the mage as soon as possible. I want to scatter the rogue out of stealth if possible, and if the rogue stuns anyone on my team, I want to be scattering him immediately. I get the trap from stealth, like again. Getting that trap from stealth just makes the second go way easier, and it just gives us a really strong go, because I'm already silencing the mage. And we can see what happens. The rogue actually opens with a blind on my healer, and you see he already pops evasion because he's expecting either my feral to stun him from stealth or for me to scatter him. Now that's really big. That's something that's going to change the game in about 10 seconds.
I'm sacking here. Yeah. This is evasion, by the way. That's evasion.
We've got all the time there.
You know that's evasion. Okay.
We're on the mage. The mage is really scared. Mages are made of paper when you're marksman, so he's going to be really ready to pop defensives and line. They got the trinket off our feral on that go. They've got another stun on our priest, and they wanted to poly, but we kick it.
Let's scatter the rogue.
Scatter the rogue.
Can we go rogue? He's on the rogue. He's on the rogue. He's on the rogue. He's on the rogue. He dies.
This is me begging my druid to get stunned because I know that this guy is not going to trinket because he thinks I'm on his mage.
He's stunned.
And then no one trinkets the last second of a stun. He could have trinket vanished, but he doesn't. Dead.
Yep. Windwalker if you want.
So this is a bit of a longer game, and you can tell it's a bit of a longer game because my clips are only 3 minutes and you don't see the start of it. This one's not so neat, but it's sort of when you're playing into Windwalker, when you're playing into Balance, it sort of says the kind of things that you want to be thinking about, because with both of those specs you need to be thinking about your pet positioning, because your Roar of Sacrifice is essential versus Windwalker. It's essential when they use leg sweep, which is also a minute cooldown. You want to be able to get that Roar of Sacrifice immediately, and against a balanced druid you want to be able to get that freedom immediately when they root beam. So those are the two things to watch out for against this comp. Well, we'll just see how it goes. I'm just scattering the monk, and I'm just trying to get some distance from the monk.
Let's check out Sack. Like, he's got leg sweep in 3.
So I'm already thinking about the leg sweep, and I'm positioning with that, and I'm getting ready to sack my druid because it's probably going to be on him. This is actually like a little bit feed, but my feral kind of runs to me and lets him get the double leg sweep. I'm still going to sack my feral. He's on what, 20% health, so he is in danger. But the feral gets the rake into DR clone on him.
Nice. I stunned.
So we're going to go for the stun trap here. The druid's off stun DR, so we can stun the druid, but he's already pre-lining, preparing, so change the strat and go on the Windwalker. It's kind of unfortunate here, the feral actually clones my salvo, but there we get sack anyway.
Nice,
we'll just continue.
I can scatter him after.
We want to be swapping on the balance, but I get cloned on it.
Okay.
And then there you can see my priest actually got root beamed, and I just freed him in instantly. We've got the maim on the balance.
I'm scattering the Windwalker after this now.
I'm scattering the Windwalker. It's not really ideal to scatter him like that because my druid can't clone out. It's still on DR, but we're still just trying to keep up pressure, be aggressive. My druid goes for a
Okay,
clone, but he gets
unsilencing
kicked
the
on it.
next cast, don't do it.
And then traps off cooldown. I want to get a trap. I know he doesn't have sack. I can walk straight up to him and just press trap. I know that we don't have a stun at the moment, but I just want to keep pressure rolling on this team. I want to keep them pressured, and I want to get the traps when I can, as soon as I can. I had a go at purging the freedom, would have been able to root him otherwise, but it's whatever.
He's got leg sweep, he's gonna...
Yeah, thinking about the leg sweep again, it just came off cooldown, you can see it on my omnibar. I'm saying to my priest, please don't stack on me.
Ooh, I feigned.
Yeah, actually, this is kind of a neat play by the Windwalker. He pops a Ring of Peace on my priest to knock the priest into me so he can still get the double leg sweep. But I'm just going to scatter him. We could have cloned there, but we did. My feral jumped over to swap and we actually got Karma, that's so big.
Yeah, send.
And I think my feral's actually going to go for a bash clone. Oh, he doesn't clone. Get the trap, again, he doesn't have sack, he's out of line of his teammates. Just walk up to him, press trap.
I sack you anyway though. This is my true shot on Druid. He grapples.
Now I'm just trying to do as much damage as possible.
Oh my god, this guy. Nice.
Pop on the druid, clone on the pally, so we can swap on the Windwalker. He doesn't have Karma, he is a juicy target. We're not able to stun him.
Trap when this bubble ends, by the way. If you MD, you can get bubble under it. I'm scattering the monk
just
after
spamming
this.
the clones. So here, my druid is in a lot of trouble. We've got the pally casting a rep, and that rep's going to be on me because my priest is already in a clone.
Scatter the monk.
I'm scattering the monk to
No,
peel.
stop
I'm stopping the repentance cast with
The red.
intimidation. I'm getting a trap. My druid stuns the balance to peel. We actually get trinket off the balance here. Monk comes out. Super lucky. Druid lives 111 health. Oh,
Kick the wrath.
he actually jukes me on a cast there. It's whatever. The only cooldown they've got left at this point is pally
can
trinket.
silence the
We
druid
actually
after
have druid
this.
trinket.
Silence the druid.
We get double leg swept again. That's really unfortunate. I was trying to move away, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah, but I took the favor. No. I'm doing a
Try and
trap
take
that's
divine
like that.
favor. May as well try. And then here, going for another trap.
I don't know if you want to kill balance or. Okay.
Okay, my feral
Oh,
wants to go on the
got you, actually.
Windwalker and actually stuns him, but he was slightly out of my loss. That was unfortunate. But we still got his trinket.
I scatter the Windwalker.
I'm just scattering the Windwalker to peel here. We've got every cooldown off them. We've actually got the pally trinket as well. What we need to do is just stay alive and keep the pressure up. The Windwalker's going to keep kiting, but we just want to do damage mitigation
Yeah.
and win for free because they've got nothing. And the pally actually sacks the Windwalker anyway after that. It's kind of nice.
Nice.
I try to take favor again. I get Mark of the World. I've got horrible purge RNG.
Yeah. Same. Oh, huge.
And then here, full blown on the pally and Druid's dead. So that was a VOD review of a couple games. Tell me what you think of this format, whether you like it, whether I should do more. I've got a couple more clips. I've got a good game versus Warrior Shadow Priest Resto Druid, where we've got a win and a loss, where we lose and then we change our tactic and win. So I might do that next if people like this format. Okay, bye.